Imagine yourself walking into a room where the air feels slightly off, as though something intangible but deeply unsettling lingers beneath the surface. You glance around and catch a person smiling, a smile that should warm you, but instead feels cold, calculated, and hollow. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know something is wrong. As time goes on, this feeling doesn't just persist, it intensifies. This, my friend, is often the beginning of a disturbing relationship with a narcissist, a master manipulator capable of weaving webs of control so subtle and complex that by the time you realize it, you might already be entangled beyond escape. Narcissists are a breed of individuals who wear charm like armor. They often appear confident, successful, and in control. But beneath that surface, there is a different story playing out. A story of power, manipulation, and control. Their tactics are so insidious, so well honed, that they can control others without ever raising their voice or hand. In today's video, we're diving into the depths of the narcissist psyche to reveal the 5 major warning signs that someone may be tightening their hold on you. And it's darker than you might imagine. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss important insights like these. If this resonates with you or someone you know, share this video because awareness is the first step in breaking free from a narcissist's grip. Now let's talk about the warning signs, the red flags that can seem small at first but grow larger and more alarming as time goes on. These aren't your typical signs of toxic behavior, but something far more sinister. These are signs of control, dark, oppressive control. The type of control that seeps into your psyche and twists your sense of self until you're no longer sure where you begin and where the narcissist ends. The first sign of a narcissist's dark control is what I like to call the golden period. In the beginning, everything feels perfect. They shower you with attention, compliments, and gifts. It's like you've found someone who finally sees you for the amazing person you are. But this phase is a trap. The narcissist is working to mold your perception of them, making you believe they are the ideal partner or friend. This period, often referred to as love bombing, is designed to lure you in so deeply that when the mask eventually slips, you're already too emotionally invested to walk away easily. During this phase, the narcissist may compliment you excessively, telling you things like, "I've never met anyone like you," or "You're perfect." And in those moments you believe them because, well, who wouldn't want to hear such wonderful things? They might even go out of their way to make you feel special in grand gestures. But here's the thing, none of it is real. These compliments are hollow, and their kindness is transactional. It's designed to make you trust them, rely on them, and eventually become emotionally dependent on them. And once they've gotten you hooked, that's when the second warning sign begins to emerge, the slow erosion of your self-worth. Once the narcissist has you in their web, the charm begins to fade, replaced by subtle criticisms and backhanded compliments. This is the beginning of the devaluation stage. At first, it may seem like a slight change in tone, a snide remark here, a small jab there, but these moments will become more frequent. The things they once praised you for will now be used against you. They might criticize the way you dress, question your decisions, or make you feel like your achievements aren't worth celebrating. The more they chip away at your self-esteem, the more control they gain over you. You see, the narcissist wants to keep you off balance. They want you to question yourself, to doubt your worth, and to feel like you need them. This brings us to the third warning sign, gaslighting. Gaslighting is a manipulation tactic where the narcissist will twist facts, deny reality, and make you question your own memory or perception of events. They may accuse you of being too sensitive, overreacting, or misremembering things that happened. Over time, you might find yourself doubting your own sanity. For instance, you might recall a conversation where they said something hurtful, but when you bring it up, they'll deny ever saying it. Or they might insist that you're making a big deal out of nothing, effectively convincing you that your emotions and experiences are invalid. This constant manipulation warps your reality and makes you increasingly dependent on them to interpret what's real and what's not. The fourth sign that a narcissist has you under their dark control is isolation. Once they've eroded your self-esteem and made you question your perception of reality, the next step is to cut you off from your support system. They want to be the center of your world, the only voice you listen to, This can start innocently enough. They might express jealousy over your friends, make excuses for why you shouldn't spend time with your family, or even create conflicts between you and those who care about you. Slowly but surely, they'll isolate you until you feel like you have no one else to turn to but them. Isolation doesn't always happen in obvious ways. Sometimes the narcissist will play the victim, making you feel guilty for spending time with others. "I just don't understand why you'd rather be with your friends than me," they might say, planting seeds of guilt and obligation. Other times they might create drama with your friends or family, making it difficult for you to maintain those relationships. In the end, you may find yourself increasingly cut off from the people who once supported and grounded you. The fifth and final warning sign is the constant need for control over every aspect of your life. By this point, the narcissist has eroded your self-worth, distorted your reality, and isolated you from your support system. Now they move to exert even more direct control. They may try to dictate what you wear, how you speak, or even how you think. Every decision, no matter how small, might be questioned or critiqued by them. They might also begin to micromanage aspects of your life, from your career choices to how you spend your free time. The goal here is total domination, mind, body, and soul. At this stage, you may feel completely trapped, as though there's no way out. The narcissist's grip on your life feels like an unbreakable chain. This is the final act of control, where they've effectively made you dependent on them while simultaneously breaking down every aspect of who you are. So how do you break free from this dark control? The first step is recognizing the signs and acknowledging that you're dealing with a narcissist. Once you see the manipulation for what it is, you can begin to take back control of your life. Surround yourself with people who truly care about you, who will validate your experiences, and who will support you as you distance yourself from the narcissist's toxic influence. The devil's hold, as it were, can feel suffocating, but it's not unbreakable. You have the power to reclaim your life, your sense of self, and your future. Awareness is the key. The more you understand these tactics, the more equipped you'll be to resist them. Don't let the narcissist's darkness overshadow the light of your own strength and worth. Before we wrap up, I want to thank each of you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can stay informed on how to protect yourself from toxic individuals. If you found this video helpful, please share it with anyone who might need to hear this message. Thank you, and remember, you are stronger than you think, and no one, especially not a narcissist, can take that away from you.
Hey there, wonderful viewers. Welcome back to our channel, where we delve into the intricacies of human relationships and personal growth. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our weekly insights and advice. Today, we're tackling a topic that many of you have asked about. When a narcissist's life falls apart without you, what happens next? So sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Narcissistic personalities can be both captivating and destructive, often leaving a trail of emotional wreckage in their wake. When you decide to step away from a relationship with a narcissist, it can feel liberating and terrifying at the same time. But what about the narcissist? What happens to them when their world begins to crumble without you? 1. The initial shock. The first stage a narcissist experiences when their life begins to fall apart without you is sheer shock. Narcissists are often convinced of their own superiority and the indispensable role they play in your life. Losing you disrupts their carefully constructed reality, causing an initial jolt. This shock is characterized by disbelief and a frantic attempt to regain control. They may try to manipulate or charm you back into their sphere, exhibiting behaviors ranging from pleading to anger. Their sense of entitlement makes it difficult for them to accept that you can function independently, leading to increased frustration and desperation. 2. Desperation and attempts at reconciliation. Once the initial shock subsides, the narcissist often enters a phase of desperation. They may bombard you with messages, calls, and attempts to reconcile, showing their unwillingness to let go. This period is marked by a mix of pleading and manipulation, as they try to lure you back into their fold. They might employ tactics such as love bombing, where they shower you with excessive affection, grand promises of change, and declarations of love, all in an effort to win you back and regain control over the relationship. Be wary of these tactics, as they are often superficial and temporary, serving primarily to draw you back into the same unhealthy dynamic. Recognize that true change requires consistent effort and self-awareness, qualities that narcissists typically lack. 3. Blame shifting and playing the victim. If their attempts at reconciliation fail, the narcissist often shifts strategies to blame shifting and playing the victim. They may accuse you of abandoning them or highlight your supposed shortcomings as reasons for the breakup. This tactic serves two purposes. It protects their fragile ego by deflecting responsibility and garners sympathy from others, helping them to maintain their social standing. Additionally, they may manipulate mutual acquaintances, spreading distorted or false narratives about the relationship to ensure that they are perceived as the wronged party. This manipulative behavior can isolate you, as friends and family might be swayed by the narcissist's convincing portrayal of events. Consequently, this can make it more challenging for you to receive the support and understanding you need during the difficult period following the breakup. 4. Seeking new supply. Narcissists thrive on attention and admiration, often referred to as a narcissistic supply. When their primary source of supply, is no longer available, they quickly seek out new sources. This might involve jumping into new relationships, rekindling old flames, or excessively engaging with social media to boost their ego. This phase is about filling the void left by your departure and restoring their self-esteem. They may also employ tactics like love bombing to quickly secure new sources of validation, ensuring they maintain their sense of superiority and control. Additionally, narcissists often lack genuine emotional connections, so they view people as interchangeable tools for their self-enhancement. This behavior can leave a trail of emotional damage in their wake, affecting those who come into contact with them during their search for new supply. Their need for constant validation can lead to manipulative and exploitative behaviors, further perpetuating the cycle of narcissistic abuse and dependency on external sources for their self-worth. 5. The downward spiral. Without the stabilizing influence of their primary source of supply, many narcissists experience a downward spiral. Their relationships may become increasingly volatile, and their behavior more erratic. They might engage in risky or self-destructive activities as they grapple with feelings of emptiness and worthlessness. This period can be marked by anger, frustration, and even depression, as the narcissist struggles to cope with their crumbling facade. They may exhibit heightened aggression or lash out at those around them, desperately seeking validation to fill the void left by the loss of their supply. This tumultuous phase often leads to a cycle of self-sabotage, as their inability to sustain the persona they once projected results in further isolation and alienation from those who were once close to them. The lack of external affirmation exacerbates their internal turmoil, making it increasingly difficult for them to maintain any semblance of normalcy in their interactions and daily life. The narcissist's desperation to regain control and admiration can drive them to manipulate or exploit new individuals, perpetuating a destructive cycle that only deepens their psychological distress. In the absence of intervention or significant change, this downward spiral can have long-lasting negative impacts on both the narcissist and those in their orbit, leading to a pervasive sense of instability and dysfunction. 6. Self-reflection and possible growth. While it's rare, some narcissists might reach a point of self-reflection and potential growth. This usually occurs after hitting rock bottom, where the consequences of their actions are unavoidable. They may begin to recognize patterns in their behavior and seek help through therapy or self-improvement. However, genuine change is difficult and requires a significant commitment, which many narcissists are unwilling or unable to make. 7. The cycle of repetition. For most narcissists, the cycle repeats itself. They may stabilize temporarily by finding new sources of supply, but without genuine introspection and change, the same patterns re-emerge. Relationships continue to deteriorate, and the narcissist remains trapped in a cycle of superficial connections and fleeting validation. 8. Impact on the narcissist's surroundings. The turmoil a narcissist experiences doesn't only affect them, It impacts those around them as well. Friends, family, and new partners may find themselves caught in the narcissist's web of manipulation and instability. The narcissist's inability to maintain healthy relationships often leads to a series of broken connections